Welcome technicians. Today we look into another instrument of ours, that is Cobas e411. That is the hormone and tumor marker instrument in our Indiana laboratory. So this is the instrument. So it has got the monitor as well as the CPU. They are together. It's a touchscreen monitor with a CPU attached to it. And then this is the power button which switches on the monitor and all. And this is the switch for the analyzer. Okay, so it has got various parts. So first one is the sample disk, this is the reagent disk, this is the cups and disk tray, this is the liquid waste, this is the syswash tank, and this is for the solid waste, right? So in the disk sample disk, it has got a cover. Now this is one of the most difficult part of this instrument. So the people who have actually designed this is one of the flaws of this instrument, but unfortunately this is one of the required flaw that we have to live with. Okay, so this is the cover for the sample disk, right? So what happens, the important thing about this instrument is this is an instrument which works under electrochemiluminescence assay. So there is a electrical enhancement that is present. So because of that, it has to make sure that there is no static electricity that is being conducted by the probe to the instrument. So because of that reason, it has got a cover. Now this cover, as you can see, it has got a metal guard, and this metal guard is attached to this particular wire, as you can see. So this metal guard will make sure that the earthing of this static electricity happens when the sample is being picked up. Okay, so this can be opened up and down like this. Okay, so as you can see, it can be lifted up and down like this. But important thing is there is no sensor to tell that this guard is closed or up or anything. So when you start the instrument, there is a very high likely that the probe may come and actually hit and break this. Okay, so that's a big problem. So every time when you are putting the sample on this disk, you have to ensure that you lift it and then put it back. So lifting and put it back is also slightly tricky. So as you can see, when you lift it, it has got a thing where it passes through this corrugated area. So when you lift it up, it goes first here. So when you try to put it back, you cannot put it back because it gets stuck here. Now many of the technicians have tried to forcefully put it back, which is actually a blunder. Okay, so what you need to do is, while putting back, you have to open it completely all the way down and then you put it back. So during that time, what happens, it comes to the straight line area, so you can easily put it back. So every time you lift it up, so when you are closing, you have to open it completely to the top and then close it. So this is one important thing, and every time you have to make sure that it fits properly. Otherwise the probe can actually touch the surrounding area, and because of that the probe may actually stop also, or it may take air and give it as a sample clot or something like this. Okay, so this is the reagent disc. So reagent disc, this has got a lock, so which when you turn to this side, you can lift it up. So when you lift it up, this is the reagent disc where all the clear reagents are placed. Okay, so this is the cups and tips tray. So they are kept in this fashion. The tips is the larger one, whereas the cups is the smaller one, and this is the mechanism by which it picks up the cups and tips, right? So then this is the liquid waste. Now liquid waste has got a sensor, so without it, when you start, it will give a big alarm. Okay, so you have to ensure that when you are switching on the instrument, these are in position, right? So next one is the procell clean cell. Procell clean cell is under a cover. There is a door which prevents it, right? So that nobody touches it and all. But do remember, this door also has got a sensor. So when the instrument is working and you suddenly open this door, the instrument is going to stop and all the test is going to get cancelled. So this is the procell clean cell, procell clean cell, like that. So procell clean cell, like that. Okay, this is how it is placed, and it has got its own incubator to make sure that these procell clean cells are at 22 degrees centigrade. Okay, so whenever you are placing these procell and clean cell, make sure that the liquid levels is always at or below this crescent shaped area. Okay, when the new thing comes, it is always slightly on the higher side. So when you put a new procell clean cell into the instrument, there is possibility that it may give an alarm and stop. So because of that reason, you have to ensure that whenever the liquid area, levels are there, they are always at or below this crescent shape. Okay, so now it has got, as you can see, it has got multiple probes. The each probes has got a separate this thing, and this is the tips through, area where, you know, cup area and tip area. So these four are dedicated tip area, whereas this one is for the cup, right? So the tips are picked up by this instrument, by this mechanism, and cups are also picked by the same. Now important thing is, this is the incubator where, you know, the cups are placed. Now this doesn't have a sensor by itself, but there is a mechanism by which, you know, it will keep on knowing where exactly the cups have been put. So never lift it or do anything with that. Okay, so this is the solid waste area. So when you press this, it will open like this, but also do remember this also has a sensor. So don't try to open this when the instrument is in working. So when you press it, it will open. They are magnetic. So you pull this out. So when you pull it out, so like this, it comes out. Now inside this, it has got a plastic container in which everything is thrown by the instrument. But important thing is, on this there is one plastic item is also attached, which we have removed, because many times while shaking, no, it becomes a problem. Now this also has a sensor. Okay, so if it is not there, it becomes a problem. And always remember that will always shake, to make sure that the cups and tips are uniformly put, dumped in this instrument. So because of that, this mechanism shakes. So if you are not kept it properly, or, you know, if you have does the ulta of this, every cup and tip will fall on this, and it will, it will be during shaking, it will go here and there, and instrument will totally get struck. Totally means totally, then the whole instrument needs to be opened up to actually remove all the cups and tips. It will become a disaster. Okay, so you have to ensure that this open end only goes inside, and this will remain outside, and it is properly put, and it will always shake to make sure that the cups and tips are uniformly distributed inside. Okay, so now if you look at the probes, so this yellow mark is the reagent as well as sample probe. Okay, so the sample is picked up by this probe, as well as the reagent is also picked up by this probe, and this probe utilizes individualized tips through which it picks it up. Okay, so now the another probe which is present, this one is the mixer probe. So it will help in mixing the beads that are present in the reagent. Only one particular reagent of the three only is mixed by this. So it is always, the beads are only, micro beads are only mixed by this probe. And this is the zipper probe. So this will come this side to pick up the solution from the cups which are already reacted and all, through which it measures the values. Okay, so when you are switching on the instrument, you have to make sure that the pro cell clean cell is in place and the door is properly closed. The syswash tank is in. So this is the syswash tank. So around 5 liters of distilled water to each 1 liter, 10 ml of syswash you have to add into this, right? Then this is a tank which works from the downside. So down it has got a valve. So when you place it, you have to make sure that the valve is opened, and when you are lifting it also, it is little tricky to open and close. Over a period of time, the instrument becomes softer. During that time, it becomes easy. So it needs some amount of understanding how to open this and how to put it back. Put it back is easy. Opening is, taking it out is a little difficult part. Okay, so for every 1 liter of distilled water, you have to add 10 ml of syswash into this, right? So this is the liquid waste. You have to empty this and make sure that every day that it is totally empty and a new one is put. And this is the cups and this is the tips which have been kept in place. Then you have to make sure that the pro cell clean cells are kept, and the liquid level I have shown you. And this is the solid waste, so you have to remove it. All the solids wastes are, cups and tips are removed, and the empty one is placed, and this door is locked. And by doing, after all these things, reagent you can place, you don't place, doesn't matter much when the instrument is started, right? So now after that, you switch on the power button, which is this is the power button. You switch it on, and then you switch on the analyzer. Immediately the CPU first switches on. So after that, the Cobas software gets started. Then after that, it will take a minute or two. Once it takes, it will ask for the username and password. once you give the username and password, the instrument, it will cross check its movements and other things, and then it will come to standby. Okay, so this is how we start this instrument. So hope you have understood it. Thank you.